The Global Business Summit was held recently in the national capital to celebrate the present and anticipate the future. Since its inception in 2015, the Global Business Summit has emerged as Asia's premier meeting place where global thought leaders and experts congregate to discuss ideas and actions for the future. It is an unparalleled gathering where we not only reflect on the past and present, but also anticipate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in the ever-evolving global business landscape. The gala event was graced by the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. During his address from the podium of ET Now GBS, PM Modi proudly announced that the world has now reposed its trust in India and this is India's time.
एक समय ऐसा आता है जब सारी परिस्थितियां उसके फेवर में होती हैं, जब वो देश अपने आप को आने वाली कई सदियों के लिए मजबूत बना लेता है। मैं भारत के लिए आज वही समय देख रहा हूं। और जब मैं 1000 साल की बात करता हूं तो बहुत ही समझदारी पूर्वक करता हूं। ये ठीक है कि किसी ने 1000 शब्द कभी सुना नहीं, 1000 दिन का नहीं सुना तो उसके लिए तो 1000 साल बहुत बड़ी लगती है, लेकिन कुछ लोग होते हैं जो देख पाते हैं। ये टाइम पीरियड, ये कालखंड वाकई अभूतपूर्व है।
A flagship initiative by the Times Group, the ET Now Global Business Summit has been a pivotal platform for world leaders, stalwarts from business corridors, as well as the bigwigs of the political arena. The 8th edition of ET Now Global Business Summit was also graced by the presence of the Union Home Minister and Minister of Cooperation, Government of India, Shri Amit Shah. Here are some takeaways from an exclusive session, Imagine India Unlimited.
आने वाले 5 साल महान भारत की नींव डालने के 5 साल होंगे, इसका मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। देश को बहुत सारे संकट से मोदी जी के विजनरी नेतृत्व ने बाहर निकाला है, देश को सुरक्षित किया है, देश को समृद्धि के रास्ते पर ले गए हैं। हमारी शिक्षा नीति को भारतीय मूल्यों के आधार पर बनाए हैं, हमारे न्याय को हमने भारतीय मूल्यों के आधार पर परिवर्तन करने की शुरुआत की है। 80 करोड़ गरीबों के जीवन में उजाला और आशा दोनों भरने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने इस देश की ऐतिहासिक, सांस्कृतिक और धार्मिक चेतना को जागरूक करने का काम किया है और पूरा देश आज एक मुश्त होकर दुनिया में आगे बढ़ने के लिए संकल्पित है। आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव के वर्ष में मोदी जी ने जो विकसित भारत का लक्ष्य देश के सामने रखा है, मुझे विश्वास है आने वाली पीढ़ी भी इस रास्ते पे जाएगी, देश भी इस रास्ते पे जाएगा और मोदी जी का ये संकल्प निश्चित रूप से समय से पहले पूरा होगा, इसका मुझे विश्वास है। धन्यवाद।
Next in line was a fireside chat with a 15-year-old entrepreneur, Aryan Aswani. He is the co-founder and creative director of Arya Associates. During his conversation, he revealed how his project Arya is transforming the landscape of public notices. Take a look.
Just reminded of a couple of lines from Robert Frost's poem. The woods, there were 2 roads that diverged in the woods. I took the one less traveled, and that's what has made the difference. I guess for both of them this is relevant. Right, Aryan, welcome to this conversation.
Thank you.
Aryan, at the age of 8, was solving business problems. Where others saw challenges, Aryan was up to grab the opportunities that it presented. Aryan, how did it all start?
This started when I was 6 years old. I would go to my father's office, and this was just me going there, fidgeting with things, disturbing employees. But then this later turned into curiosity, as I always used to imagine, what is this? How will this work? What can be done better in this? So one day I couldn't hold my curiosity, as I gave my dad pointers of around 2 pages, which went anywhere from the environment in the office to the advertisement to how the work was being done. From this, I got into real estate as I started cooperating with people and attending meetings, through which this was the first time where I heard the term public notices. This made me look into what they were, and I went into a deep research process where I realized the system was unbalanced, it was inefficient and expensive, which made me come up with the solution that I started working on from around 6 months ago.
Right, so he started off a project called Project Arya, right?
Yes.
Arjun? And addressing the challenges that are there in the public notices. So how are you trying to solve this challenge of public notices, Arya?
So we're trying to solve this through a nationwide government portal. I'll first address the problems, as I realized that the lack of accessibility and visibility that public notices get in local newspapers has been declining ever since. This has been the case in offline and online newspapers. And the actual connectivity with the person who sends out the public notice and the person who actually wants to raise a dispute to that public notice was never there. I was actually shocked when I heard this. The amount of newspapers in India is around 146,000.
That's huge.
Imagine going through all of them and reading them and buying them. I would not want to be the lawyer representing my client. This made me come up with Project Arya, where a person can easily, any person, not just lawyers, not just government officials, any person can easily review and publish and raise disputes to public notices out of any possible sector in India.
Absolutely. So you're trying to bring in more transparency, more efficiency into the whole system, right?
Exactly.
Right. And in terms of the cost, so this would in a way impact the traditional players who have been publishing those notices. So how are you trying to collaborate with them, and what kind of revenue do you see here?
So here I would like to come to the theme of the event, which is disruption. Disruption for me is change. So how I see this change is digitalizing the entire traditional system of public notices, through which I would like to incorporate with written publications to be able to have a dual system, which would incorporate the new digitalized era and the traditional system, which I think would be the most efficient way to handle this problem.
Any instances or examples that you want to cite here in terms of, so that our audience can actually understand what happens when a notice is published?
So I would like to share a personal story over here. I knew a certain man who owned properties of various crore rupees, and after he sadly passed away, he had 2 children. The boy, he went to the US and he started working and doing well for himself, while his daughter got married, soon after which she got divorced, and she forced her mother to release public notices which would give her the ownership of all of her dad's properties. While the son in the US, he didn't have any idea of it because of the accessibility and visibility that doesn't exist in public notices currently. So after which, the son got paralyzed and he was forced to come back to India. And when he came here, he realized he had nothing in his hands. And even the daughter was unwilling to give her resources for even basic necessities, which made me realize just how serious this problem is and that someone needs to address it.
Absolutely. Right. And just in terms of the viability, or so every notice has a duration, right? 14 days, 21 days is what
it goes from anywhere from 7 to 21 days.
21 days. So once you have this online, how would it be deemed viable in that case? And how long is the duration there?
So for each public notice to be officially deemed viable, this is not possible without a government collaboration, after which each public notice owner will get legal clarity that the formal action that they're trying to carry out can now be carried out without any legal trouble.
Right. And in terms of the multilingual approach, so we have seen instances where a person living in, say, for example, Tamil Nadu will place it in the local language, and a person in Maharashtra would not be able to understand that. So are you looking at the multilingual factor so that people can really understand what has been published?
So, as the law states, any public notice should be posted in its local language. So, as Sir kindly mentioned, that understanding the local language is really hard if you live in like the other part of the country. So, because of this, we have decided to implement the AI local language process, which will take out the entire language barrier that is in public notices.
So you using AI and machine learning instances there?
Yes, certainly, as even official government websites have incorporated this technology.
Right. What are the other projects that you're working on, Aryan? And I'm sure Project Arya is not only one of them. Any instances or ideas that you have in mind?
So currently I have projects going on in real estate, which have almost completed possession. And besides that, I am planning one more important project since the past few months, which I would like to address in another event like this.
Right. So specifically on Project Arya, what kind of message and to whom you want to deliver it? So what's exactly your message out there?
So I would like to request the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal ji to make my innovation, my vision, Project Arya, a reality.
Right. Thank you, Aryan. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you. Keep dreaming big, as Arjun said, and keep innovating, keep making the change. Thank you so much for this stuff.
Yes. And on that note, I would also like to thank Economic Times and GBS for giving a young person like me this opportunity. Thank you. I am Aryan Swani. I am 14 years old. I am currently studying in 9th grade at Mahindra International School. I try to balance my work of school with real estate as I'm a co-founder at Arya Associates, as we have covered various projects until now. I think we've completed possession of around 4 to 5 projects.
Wow, my goodness.
And the project I'm going to be presenting over here today, I've been working on it since the past 3 to 4 months.
My goodness.
Continuously.
Okay, and would you like to share with us what you're going to speak about? Because also he is the youngest speaker at the Global Business Meet, and that's absolutely fantastic, Aryan. And if you could just share a little tidbit about what you're going to be addressing the audience.
So, my idea is about something which is called e-notices.
Okay.
As I have looked at public notices which are posted in the newspaper, and I have developed a portal which could transition and digitalize that entire traditional system.
Wow.
So, further details I'm going to share
at your talk. So is this your first time at the Global Business Summit?
Yes, I'm really excited to be here and learn from all the experienced speakers around me.
Yes. Any particular speaker that you might be particularly excited about to hear?
Today I'm excited about the Honorable Amit Shah.
Yes.
I'm excited to know what they have to say about all the advancements going around in India. And possibly, make a contribution towards that.
That's right. And what are your thoughts on this year's theme, that is disruption, development and diversification? I'm sure you must be having your thoughts ready.
I think these 3 themes in specific cover the development going on in so many different ways that it's hard to discuss all of them actually.
Yes. But if you could just encapsulate it for us.
I think mine is more towards development.
Yes, you can.
As it is digitalizing our entire traditional system into just one nationwide government portal.
My goodness, okay.
And it also covers the rest of the themes in various different ways, which I can't even name, to be honest.
Okay, all right then, Aryan, thank you so much for talking to us, and all the best for your talk. And I think I'll get you back once your talk is done, so that you can talk to us more about it. Right? Thank you.
In an exclusive interview, Mona Chadda, President My School Foundation, gave an insight into the working philosophy of My School. She also said that My School is an inclusive school.
All right, ma'am, to begin with, please tell our audiences about your initiative, your organization, My School.
I run a school which is an inclusive school. The name of the school is itself My School. It's your school, my school, but it's
Everyone's
my school.
Yeah.
So here we have inclusion in a perfect manner.
Okay.
In a class there are 35 students, out of which there are 2 who are with inclusion. When I say inclusion, I mean people with autism, kids with ADHD, I mean you name it and I have it, except the blind thing, because I don't know Braille, so I don't teach.
Okay, but then you still, however rest you could manage, you have.
So each class of ours has a very beautiful combination of students.
Yeah.
And this is the uniqueness about the school.
That is just absolutely fabulous. And I would like to ask you, is this your first time at the Global Business Summit?
Yes, Global Business Summit, this is my first
time. And how has your experience been since morning?
I can see talent filled in a bucket.
Yeah. Like it's the best place to be right now, isn't it?
True.
And what are your thoughts on this year's theme for the Global Business Summit, that is disruption, development and diversification?
Here I think disrupt is something that I really loved.
Yeah.
Because I have one of our participant who's being there.
Yeah.
And the idea of e-notices that he has is on another level. I mean a 15-year-old child who's been listening to these conversations throughout his life. We never thought he could just come up with a solution. And it's like 2 months ago he gave us this solution and we were like,
exactly. How did you think about that?
Yes, and then he actually worked on it and put them into small, platforms. And then actually discussed with us. Our table of communication at home had actually been a very different one now.
Lovely. That is really amazing.
So he used to ask us, क्यों देते हैं notice? पहुंचता ही नहीं है तो मतलब क्या है?
Correct.
Very typical and smart answers he had.
Like I think very honest questions.
With solution,
and he came up with his own solution.
With solution was another level understanding.
That's really amazing.
So I think if we talk right to our kids, they can actually pick.
Yes.
And I think this generation can give a better solution than what probably my generation could.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, I want to know that what do you believe are the fundamental principles for success in today's global business environment?
Okay.
Main points of success that you think are right.
So for me, inclusion is very important.
Yeah.
I have written 2 books in that. My title is same but different. And I think we all need to accept that it's all same,
but still
different. So I think if we all live with this agenda, life becomes very, very beautiful and different.
That is lovely. And one question before I let you go is that how do you foresee technology, which is very, very important in today's life, reshaping traditional business models in the coming years?
I think technology would make the life easy for people.
Yes.
I mean, if I again come back to what Aryan has spoken about e-notices, it's all technology. Wherein somebody else writes, somebody else cannot read, somebody else has a language barrier. With one click of that e-notice in it,
everything
technology has solved it.
That's right.
I think if technology is doing it, what could get
better than this, I think.
Ease to life is technology.
Yes.
I understand people say that AI is difficult, AI is this, is going to take away job. No, let's make AI to that level that it cannot take your job away. It changes the pattern of your job.
Absolutely.
I feel it like this.
Yeah, and of course we are the ones who are making AI.
Correct.
So, absolutely.
So how would AI take your job when you making it?
Absolutely, that's right. That's right. Well, thank you.
And even it won't reduce the number of jobs.
People.
Rather,
it will increase.
Right. If you add more and more technology to life, your life will be more sustainable and easier.
That's right.
Just imagine earlier we are the same people who used to walk to get the newspaper.
Yeah.
And today it's on the phone and okay, fine, you read it.
It's everywhere, and information, it comes to us now. Like we don't have to go to information. And everything is on our fingertips.
True.
So I think like how you very correctly said.
We are same but different.
That's right.
So even take technology also in the same way that it is same.
Yeah.
Just a pattern is different.
Very well said. Very well said, ma'am. Thank you so much for talking to us, and
Thank you very much.
have a lovely, lovely day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The 8th glorious edition of the Global Business Summit, a flagship initiative of the Times Group, has brought together visionaries, thought leaders, heads of state, policy makers to cohesively demonstrate India's potential and technological prowess to the world.
I think this has been a period where the common man has been empowered. The common man's desires and aspirations for a better quality of life have been triggered. His basic needs taken care of. Today, he aspires for all those good things which he sees on his mobile phone available in the rest of the world. And that, in this 10-year period, has been our biggest achievement.
Just recently in the budget, if you look at it, Honorable Prime Minister has approved 3 new corridors which will add 40,000 kilometers of railway network in the coming years. And our Prime Minister is a very, very tough taskmaster. We achieve this much, he'll give us a target this. If we achieve this much, he'll give us a target this. So it's like a continuously increasing the scale, increasing the bar, and that gives a lot of satisfaction, because if we remain satisfied with small things, then we'll achieve only small things. Our Prime Minister says that for India to be a developed country at 2047, and he has made very detailed plan for every sector, including the railway sector. This 40,000 is the first installment, 40,000 kilometers is the first installment of that plan. Many more new corridors, new structures, new kind of systems will come in the coming years.
Technology in general is disruptive. Technology in general is accompanied by change. That was true when the PC came on the scene, that is true when the mobile device came on the scene, and that will be true when AI hits. That was true when the internet happened, and that is true when AI will come into our lives in a bigger and a deeper form than it is today.
A flagship initiative by the Times Group, the ET Now Global Business Summit has been a pivotal platform for world leaders, stalwarts from business corridors, as well as the bigwigs of the political arena.